ஸ்டீம் ஆயிடுச்சுடா. ரெடியாடா சார்? ரெடிடா, ரெடி வர சொல்கிறா, வர சொல். ரெடியா அண்ணா? நீங்கள் அதில் மைக்கில் ஆன் பண்ணிக்கோங்களேன் அண்ணா. ஆன் பண்ணிங்களா? அசோக் ரெடிடா, நவுறா.
அசோக்ண்ணா, அசோக்ண்ணா நகரும்.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मागे। गाहे तव जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे।
அதில் மைக் ஆஃப் பண்ணுறங்க.
இந்த ஆடியோ கேப்சர் டிவைஸ்ன்னு இருக்குல்ல மேலே, அதை மியூட் பண்ணிடணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இந்த வால்யூம்
ஓகே, நான் போயிட்டு இருக்குது சவுண்டு. சவுண்டு கண்டிப்பாக வந்திருக்காங்க. சூப்பர். ஏய் வர நீ அது விமிக்ஸில் ஏன் சொல்லி தெரியல. விமிக்ஸே காலரா கடைசி வரைக்கும் நீ கீழே ஜாஸ்தின்றா. ஓபியஸ்லி అవునరా, ఓబియస్లీ ఈజీమే తెల్లరా నాకు ఏమో తెల్లరా విమిక్స్. విమిక్స్ రావడం చూపిస్తా అన్న చూపేసి చెక్ చేయాలి
నంబర్ 994
సరే ఓకే
34
576.
576.
Audio checking 1 2 3. Welcome to Fabulous 30 Overs League Season number 5, the Grand Finals. Draws up the first delivery into the grand final. Opportunity to dismiss the opener. Starting off with the base left right combination. That's cool and composed delivery. This time it's quite good under control, as he's finding the right lens to hit onto the batter. Have been an interesting batter, one of the prime performers throughout the tournament for the side, and that must be carried forward in this big stage. Cuts it and gets the connection batter, and that misfield offers the first boundary, and the batter gets off the mark with that boundary. Excellent start to the morning, but whereas the fielding standard is not up to the mark. Got off the mark Madan Shaktivel, one of the key prospects of this side. And when it comes to Ishwar, he's trying to push that length, the back of length that confuses the batter. Having three fielders on the offside and having a sweeper cover in position, you cannot blame the bowler for such a kind of decision making. This time even much better from Ishwar, as he's trying to contain things under control. Old Monk have won the toss. They have decided to bowl first, bat first in fact. But when you look at the past performance of both the sides, both of these sides have done well while bowling first. But typically in big stages like final, though the statistics supports you in bowling first, teams prefer to bat first. Another good connection this time. Not much impactful. But that misfield results just a single. And that brings back the new batter. for the first time in this big final. When it comes to the performance of Old Monk throughout this tournament, they have started off winning by chasing a target of 105 against Hulk Smashers, that's batting second. And their match number 2 is batting second. Their match number 3 is batting second. So they had this habit of chasing target to be pretty much conscious on what needs to be done, what would be the pass score today, considering this particular opposition, one of the powerful sides in the tournament. The Dream 11, the table toppers, direct finalist, strong appeal, and that will be offered wide. That is pretty much important, building the partnerships. This is not 20 overs format anyway, so that understanding for the batters is pretty much important. When you have to focus on the partnerships, when you have to focus on scoring the run, which bowler you should attack, so that defensive and attacking approach must be carried forward properly. Swings and misses out. Too many traumas in the first over, and that brings us to the end of this over. 1 over completed, 6 for Nolas Old Monk. That's been a pretty decent first over. Now slips in position, and that is the third man, and why the third man in position? 2 fielders at the same region. That ensures that the bowler's ideology is pretty simple. Bowling way outside the off stump, inviting the batters to go for the cut shots and square drives. Good approach from Kishore. Well, this is going to be the real challenge for the bowlers. You know what's your game plan, you know what's your field positioning, but you have to bowl to different batters. The left-right combination, that sometimes pushes the bowlers under pressure. He's having a deep square leg in position. Oh, pulls it, wonderful stroke making. Invited him to pull the ball, but the positioning have been too different from Ball Murugan. Though they had a fielder in position that couldn't be stopped. Excellent stroke making. You know, these are the shots that makes you satisfied end of the day. I played this shot, I played these kind of strokes in a day that could trigger the confidence of a batter, and they could end up playing a longer innings. Not the right way to bowl in the power play, but the ideology is pretty simple for him. He's having a slip in position, but still trying to bowl a lot of bouncers, a lot of short balls, and that's why he's having a deep fine leg and deep third man. Just into the back foot, trying to slice it through the point region. Speaking about the importance of building an innings in 30 overs format, it's always important to have a control on what you're doing. Only 2 fielders, 3 fielders on the onside, mid-on, short mid-wicket and deep fine leg. So there are a lot of positionings, but this is something that This is what he's trying for, Ishwar. Continuing to what we're speaking about, this is something that's been a trap for the batter. Look at this, there are a lot of gap opportunities on the leg side. Why can't you go for a big shot? If that mindset is being manipulated on the batter, then things will fall in place. That's the only thing you have to control. That's the greedy mindset must be controlled for the batters. That's the value of playing ODI cricket. When you play 30 overs format, it's more of ODI cricket, and in some areas it's a T20 format. You have to understand when you have to bat as a T20 batter, when you have to bat as a ODI batter. So it's always important to keep your wickets in hand. That is pretty much important. And as a bowling unit, the opposition will surely try to do whatever they plan to do. They'll try to give you the traps, they'll try to give you opportunities to score runs, but you should never fall into those traps. Especially Dream 11 is known for doing such things, and that's why they are one of the successful sides in the tournament. As that pushes him in control. Been a good comeback from the bowler after conceding a boundary in the second ball of the over. End of 2 overs, that's 12 for no loss. Overmonk. Continues off to bowl. Now no slips in position. Different bowlers, different field positioning. Now when you look at the way how Ishwar is trying to bowl, it's completely different from the way how Kishore bowled. Kishore had third man and fine leg in position, trying to bowl a bouncer ball after ball. Whereas Ishwar is having a deep mid wicket in position, long on in position. So he's pretty much going to attack the stumps. He's pretty much going to invite the batter into the front foot, especially on the body line. That's the kind of protection he's having. He's got a full of license to attack the stumps anyway. Short third man in position, no slips in position. So offside might be ignored, or it might be used to increase the dot balls. Oh, easy pickings for the batter. He's a tall fielder but couldn't stop that as it goes past the fielder. And you have to give 50% to the batter, 50% to the bowler. Ishwar invited the batter to go for such shots, and Balakrishnan have taken things in control. Pardon me for mentioning him as Balamurugan. He's Balakrishnan anyway. Been a wonderful stroke making. As you could see, the current run rate is 5.54. This being a 30 overs format, anything above 160 or 170 might be a good total to fight on. But you are always given a license to score to 120s and 30s too. It depends on the kind of opposition you're playing. Depends on the kind of batting depth that they're having. When it comes to Dream 11's concern, they had the culture of batting second. They have the potential to chase down the targets more than 180 or 190. Continues out to bat. No fine leg. In fact, fine leg in deep now. And there is a deep mid-wicket fielder too in position. So this is going to be pretty similar. He's going to attack the body line. And he's trying to get the maximum opportunity to dismiss the batter, invading the stumps. Any one mistake from the batter would surely cost them a wicket. A bowler needs such a guts to approach these kind of approaches. But anyway, this is how you have to bring up the breakthrough early in the innings. Catches the call and that's dropped. One more opportunity put down by the fielder. As you could see, the sign of disappointment from Ishwar. Not the very first time. The first ball of the innings played by Madan Shaktivel went on to be a dropped catch at the covers. Now it's another easy one. Not even a single movement expected from the fielder. Just reaches his hand straight away. These were minute errors that could cost them the match. Another opportunity, this time taken. Look at the fine of. The reaction says it all from Ishwar. He was expecting that breakthrough for a very long time. Balakrishnan played a couple of good strokes, but this one didn't have the right positioning, didn't have the right placement, and it found the fielder at mid-off. Balakrishnan walks back to the pavilion. Olmark went 16 for 1. This is pretty crucial wicket as the left-handed batter lost his way in the middle. Left-right combination would have built a lot of pressure, anticipation. Anyway, now the new batter into the crease. Subbu CJ in at number 3 for Olmark. Has to carry a lot of responsibilities. Any of these top 3 batters should try to play till the 20th or 25th over so that they could build the innings properly and could give the last 5 or 6 overs to the death batters. They'll finish things off. Subbu CJ to face his first ball. That's quite good under control. Dot ball to end the over. That's 16 for 1 after 3. Completion of 3 overs. Continues up to bowl Kishore. Oh, wonderful delivery. Good thing about this is 2 different bowlers, 2 different aspects of the game. The kind of freedom that skipper gives them is brilliant to watch out for. They understood their game plan. They are executing things as of their strong zones. He's having a slips in position. He's having a third man in position. He's having a deep point in position. And now he's adding up a backward point. More of a gully, we could say. So that region got 4 fielders. So pretty much he have to bowl in the same region. Only 2 fielders on the onside. And this is not the right way to bowl on. I think he had tried a trap for the batter, making the batter to expect the ball to be bowled on the offside. He tried something onto the stump line. This sometimes works. Sometimes the batters will be expecting, the field position is towards third man and wider point, so the bowler might be bowling back of length outside the off stump. So he will be premeditating himself to play the cut shot. And at that point of time, if you invade the stumps, surprise happens. But this is quite good under control. The angling in approach from Ishwar. Is that quite good under control? Old Monk needs to be pretty careful with their approaches. Challenging the batter. No square leg in position, no fine leg in position, still challenges the batter. That's because of the kind of mindset that the batter fixes himself. And that's why they say batting is a mind game. Batting is always a mind game. Your thoughts matters a lot. Sometimes the bowlers on the entire bowling unit might make you feel, might make you think certain things, but they'll deliver something differently. That's what's happening here. They're making him to think in a different approach of the game, and they are delivering a different delivery altogether. Look at that. That's almost closer to the stumps. Even I was expecting him to bowl that short ball or the back of length outside the off stump. Not even a single delivery after the second ball. This is mind game. This is a pure mind game. Having 2 fielders on the leg side and trying to attack the stumps. The batter is not into his zone. His thought process have been locked. He's thinking about only a few regions that the bowler have fixed himself. That's pretty good under control. Maiden from Ishwar. From Kishore. That's 16 for 1 after 4. $16 for 1. Wonderful over from Kishore. Continues up to bowl Ishwar. This has been straightforward approach here from Dream 11, using the conventional bowlers, conventional style of approaching the bowling. That's why I mentioned early in the innings. This is more of an ODI innings. In modern day cricket, in T20 formats, we've seen the skippers shuffling the bowlers in a regular interval of time, one after the other. But this way of continuing out with spells is still existing in ODI format. Now this rhythm shouldn't be an extra pressure for the bowling unit. They shouldn't try anything out of the box. If you push yourself over the boundaries by expecting a wicket, things might go on out of the control. good call from the batter. Rotates the strike. A single that brings back Subbu CJ on strike. I think this needs to be the right approach. You have to rotate the strike in a regular interval of time. If a bowler continues out to bowl to the same batter, there are more possibilities of the bowler getting the batter. It has the either opposite end too, but as of now the situation is quite good for Dream 11. Having three fielders in position, short third man, backward point and making the batters to play in the same region. Interesting to watch out for. He's also having a long on in position. That's where the surprise element is hiding. Now the interesting over from Ishwar, just 2 runs coming off it and 1 more to complete. There may be end change after this over. $18 for 1 Old Monk. Wonderful fielding. Beautiful stop from the fielder. Saves 4 runs for his side. Dot ball to end the over. That's 18 for 1. 5 overs Old Monk. $18 for 1. Kishore continues to bowl. Now a change of end here. He bowled a wonderful maiden in his previous over. Some bowlers will get better over after the over. Beautiful shot. Excellent stroke making. Walked forward and played it in style. A lazy elegance came into play. First maximum of the innings. First maximum of the game. There are few cricketers who play such kind of stroke makings in international cricket too. It may be Makwa or Rohit Sharma. Walking forward and just bringing your hands at the right positioning. Madan Shaktivel trying to crack down the formula of Kishore. The end change is having a positive impact on Old Monk. Another one, easy pickings again, having fine leg in position. By playing this way, you are unsettling the bowler on the very first ball. Now whatever he does in this over, that's not going to impact the game unless or until he picks up a wicket. been a breezy weather. Despite of this being a typical Chennai weather, the summer is coming. That's quite good under control, as the wicketkeeper is pretty sure that it is having a little feather or not. On-field umpire looks out to be confident that it doesn't had any contact with the bat. Speaking about the weather of Chennai, March is coming, IPL is coming. Along with that, there has been the other important thing is the summer of this city. Playing cricket in summer has been a regular thing, a regular day at work, playing throughout the day. Looks out to be clueless. That's how he sets up the batters. A bouncer and then the delivery that attacks the stumps. So it's a two-way approach. For one, you have to be prepared on the front foot. For the other, you have to be prepared on the back foot. And that's where the mind reading comes into play. Madan Shaktivel in the first ball of the over, he read the mindset of Kishore and walked forward confidently to play that shot. Two is the call from the batter as they are running back for the second, and wonderful running between the wickets. This is an unusual weather that supports cricketers to enjoy the breezy temperature. Typically, Chennai used to be hot in mid-February to the end of July. But that hotness have been a regular thing. Most of the players get used to those hot and humid conditions. Strong shouts! And the on-field umpire looks out to be pretty confident with his decisions. Turning down the leg. That's a good comeback from Kishore after conceding a sixer in the first ball. 27 for 1 after 6 hole monk. Change of bowler is here. Madan is the new bowler. Is it the time for revolution? Not at all. Continuing out with the medium pacer, slips in position. And the most important thing is they're having the wicketkeeper standing closer to the stumps. Not much possibilities for the bowler to experiment bouncers, short balls, since you're having wicketkeeper standing closer to the stumps. And deep mid wicket in position, long on and long off in position. Uses the cross bat and the placement looks out to be perfect, and that hits the boundary cone. A welcome boundary here for the batting side. It's Madan Shaktivel again. Been a wonderful stroke making, just trying to place things at perfectly. This adds a bit of pressure for the batters. You must be focusing on your footwork since you're having a wicketkeeper closer to the stumps. Whether we are stepping out, whether we are lifting our back foot, that mindset will always be there for the batter. And that's one of those first step of success for any bowler who pushes the wicketkeeper closer to the stumps. You're making the batter to think about his weak zones, not about the positive things about the game. And that's why these kind of mind games will be kept under control. A silly fielder, a closer wicket keeper might make the batter to think about the negative aspects of the game. The fear of losing their wickets. That might control themselves from experimenting a lot. That might control themselves from playing positive cricket and finding gaps, as their thoughts are fulfilled with the wicket keeper's intention. (192 sixes in the tournament so far, 571 boundaries. We saw one maximum in the previous over against Kishore by Madan Shaktivel. A wonderful risky stroke making. Pushes hard, gets the control and goes past the boundary ropes. Welcome boundary again. This time it's Subbu CJ, first boundary for him. Took his own time in the middle. After playing 11 deliveries, gets his first boundary. And this is turning out to be an expensive over for Old Monk. Change of bowling is not working well for them, it seems. They may try moving out with the spinners. As the revolution comes into play, there may be a lot of opportunities for the bowling side to pick a couple of wickets in the middle overs. As we've seen left arm spinners consistently doing well in this venue. White jersey twin puck. Right, last ball of this over, 9 runs so far conceded. Another pick of the gap, and the placement looks out to be perfect. Boundary again to complete the over. That's 13 runs coming off that over. Old Monk were 40 for 1. One more change in the bowling. Ajit with the ball now, having closer keeper. Short third man, backward point, cover point, mid off inside the circle. So more of defensive protections on the onside, long on and deep mid wicket. And this seems to be the left arm spinner for the very first time, and starts off with a boundary. These were gift to the batters, starting off with such a poor length. Might be draining out the confidence of a bowler. But anyway, this is the very first ball. Sometimes it used to happen for the bowlers. They must rotate their arms perfectly. Little warm-ups before bowling might work for the bowlers. Now mid on inside the circle, they're having deep mid-wicket and deep square leg in position. Is the intention is to bowl the arm ball, and that's why he failed in doing that and bowled a short delivery that offered space for the batter to pull. Madan Shaktivel is consistently scoring boundaries in the first 3 balls of the over, in any of the first 3 balls of an over. That pushes them into the confidence zone. The run rate is improving. 6.14 it is now. Quite a good comeback from the bowler. So this is typical left arm spinner's delight to watch out for. having deep protections on the onside and covers the offside within the 30-yard circle. Oh, another short delivery offered, but this time finds the fielder at deep mid wicket. Will be just a single. Flighted delivery, plays over the mid-on fielder. That's quite a good connection. Goes for a maximum. Super CJ it is. Scored his first boundary in the previous over. Now his first maximum. He was waiting for such a kind of deliveries, and the fielder was being pushed to mid-on from long on a few deliveries before. And the bowler is now paying for that. Been doing a wonderful job here, Wolmonk. The partnership is growing really well. Still mid-on inside the circle. There are vacant spaces. That's quite good under control. 51 for 1. (51 for 1), 24 of 22, Madan Shaktivel. On the other hand, Subbu CJ 17 of 15, pasting a wonderful partnership, playing quality knock in a big stage like a final. Solidity comes into play as they played a little bit of defensive approach against the mainstream bowlers. Now they are taking control against the secondary bowlers. Easy pickings for the batters. This is interesting to watch out for, with the way how the batters were intending themselves to rotate the strike. Never ever got carried away with the boundary they scored. They are waiting for that right moment and scoring runs. Just because I hit a 6 on a previous over, that doesn't mean I could hit a 6 on every ball I face. That mindset is there. Look at that. Unless or until the bowler pushes some fielders inside the 30-yard circle, short mid-wicket or short mid-on, this is not going to be stopped. They're easily finding ways to rotate the strike. Quite good under control, as both Madan Shaktivel and Subbu CJ were setting themselves properly into the innings. I spoke about early in the innings when the first wicket have fallen, where Balakrishnan lost his wicket. Any of the first three batters should play until the 20th over or 25th over. It seems like if any one of these batters, Madan Shaktivel or Subbu CJ, does that, Wolmonk are going to play a wonderful first innings score. So if the fielding unit moves to defensive approach, the batters were also trying to be defensive. If the fielding unit tries to be aggressive, the batters were also going for big shots. Now finally they put on a short mid-wicket fielder to avoid the strike rotations. Could hardly remember the innings played by Joe Root. Good shot. Made a decent connection over there. That innings against Afghanistan have been a wonderful innings despite of that being a losing game. One have to watch that innings to understand what is batting in an ODI or what is batting in a 30 overs format. That's the way you must bat. 9 overs completed. Continues up to bowl Ajit. This seems to be quite good under control. But lucky runs here for the batting side, getting back for the second run. Been arranging his fielders in position. Ajit trying to find the right length that he is looking for. Now this time he's having a long on in position after conceding a maximum to Subbu CJ. Catches the call that fell short of the fielder. Anyway, will just be a single. Subbu CJ seems to be a little aggressive against Ajit. He's trying to find some space to score runs against such bowlers. These were also the opportunities for the batters to improve the run rate. 6.43 as of now. There seems to be more possibilities of them scoring 190 or 200 or even 220. Solidity comes into play. This man is having his control over the game. Speaking about the innings of Joe Root against Afghanistan, despite of that being a losing game, why it is much more important is there are different bowlers in Afghanistan. Strong shouts, and that's turning down the leg, signals the on-field umpire, but the wicketkeeper feels that it is pretty sure that anyway goes to leg by his boundary. Few LPW appeals right from the morning, but nothing went into the favour of Dream 11 as of now. Olmonk won the toss. They decided to bat first, and they are doing a spectacular job as of now. Speaking about the variety of bowlers in Afghanistan, skiddy bowlers, bouncy bowlers, quick spinners, conventional spinners. So batting against all, that's a misfield. As it goes past the point, fielder goes for a boundary. Lucky runs coming here. Madan Shaktivel and Subbu CJ were making it 50 plus partnership together at 69 for 1 so far. 9 runs conceded in this over with 1 more to complete. We'll continue speaking about the innings played by Joe Root in the next over. But this is going to be the end of 10th over. There may be a little hydration break now, and there may be an end change possibly. This end have supported the batters really well. We saw this end starting off with a sixer. Use his soccer skills to save the ball. Single to end the over. That's 70 for 1. Continues out. Manikuttan, the new bowler, starts off with a boundary. The change of bowling didn't change the course of the game as the batters continued out to show the same boundary flow. Manikuttan is a wonderful spinner. There are a lot of space for him to bring up the revolution, to change the course of the game. As both the batters were setting themselves strongly, this solid foundation might become a monster's innings from any of these batters that should be kept in control. So these overs are pretty crucial, that 11 to 20, where you might get the batting unit to get collapsed, or you might see the batting unit playing a spectacular knock. Especially with this man's patience, Madan Shaktivel is up to something. He's planning something bigger in this innings. He knows where he is taking the team forward. So that's a danger sign here for Dream 11. They must dismiss these kind of batters. Madan Shaktivel. And when it comes to Subbu CJ, he tried attacking the left arm spinners too. So there may be more possibilities if the length is appropriate. Without having a second thought, Subbu CJ might be going for big shots. That's where the game plan is looking out to be. Initially, Madan Shaktivel carried on the responsibilities. Once Subbu CJ started scoring boundaries, now Madan Shaktivel are playing the second fiddle role. Catches the call. Oh, that fell short of the fielder. Got the leading edge. This is what they're waiting for with Manikuttan. End of 11 overs, 77 for 1. In fact, one more to go. Single to end the over. That's 78 for 1 after 11 all Monk CC. That's 78 for 1 all Monk CC. Change of bowling here. Arvind Balaji into the attack. Seems like another spinner. Having the flight that he requires, but the turn is not much impactful today. As we've seen 3 spinners bowling today, they got the flight, they got the revolution, but the turn is not that much today. So the spinners must be careful with their lengths. If it's being bowled onto the right regions, definite boundaries. Full toss offered, and that is a boundary. The moments we spoke about it, it's been evidently happening on the screen. Full toss offered by Arvind Balaji. That's been taken in control by Madan Shaktivel, the man who's trying to play composed knock was being invited to go for the big shot. Less margin of error for the spinners in these conditions. But I'll still feel the right spinner will find the right rhythm in these kind of conditions too. Now the regular way of playing for Madan Shaktivel slightly got carried away with the boundary. Any of these batters must have this thing in mind. Any one of them should bat more than the 20th over. That will ensure a smooth game flow for them. The biggest strength of Arvind Balaji is his bowling as slow as possible, so you have to generate all the power if you want to find the aerial route. A strong shout. Looking clueless and looking busy, Madan Shaktivel, and he is having a little bit of desperation to go for that shot. He wants another boundary against Arvind Balaji, but this have been a good comeback from Arvind Balaji after conceding the boundary. Dot ball after dot ball after dot ball. Single to end the over. That's 12 overs, 85 for 1. Continues out to bowl Manikuttan. The flight variation have been slightly different for both the batters, for both the bowlers, especially to Madan Shaktivel. We've seen the previous over, Arvind Balaji flighted the ball as much as possible and as slow as possible, but whereas Manikuttan is finding some rhythm in the middle, a little bit pacey, controlling the flight and having a lot of revolution on the ball. Quite good under control. Madan Shaktivel loses his calm right from the previous over. He wants that one big shot that could satisfy probably the ego of a batter. This is quite good under control. Good call from Subbu CJ. Madan Shaktivel needs it badly, as he needs to be backed by his non-striker, as he needs to be a little bit of calmness that he'll get at the non-strikers in. Good work from Subbu CJ. Both are at 35. Good numbers for a 30 overs game. 87 for 1. Healthy runs, healthy run rate. Everything looks out to be good. But still, the next 4 to 5 overs will be crucial. We should not lose wickets in these overs. One more to end the over. When bowling another decent over from Manikuttan. Just 2 runs conceded in this over so far. Oh, big shot. This is what he was waiting for. And finally got the connection. And that looks out to be clueless. Good stop from the fielder anyway. A wonderful effort. The batter is claiming that it is a maximum, but the fielder says, I'm under the boundary ropes. A wonderful stop, saves the sixer. Just a single for that. One to end the over. That's 12.5, 88 for 1 Wolmonk. Beautiful delivery to end the over. That's 88 for 1 after 13. Been having the full protections, backward point, cover point inside the 30th circle for Arvind Balaji. I think the pace is the problem against Arvind Balaji. Though you're getting the right length to go for the big shot, the batters are finding it hard to get the timing. That is the biggest strength of Arvind Balaji. So he's putting the trap, tempting the batters to go for the big shot, but you could never get that convincing stroke making easily, as he's bowling as slow as possible. Maybe overhitting and over backlifting must be controlled against such bowlers. And Madan Shaktivel finally found his calmness, finally found his mode of batting that needs to be important for his side. As long as Madan plays such calm and composed strike rotation, the team in the safe hands. And there are times where you could go for big shots. Not even halfway through the first innings, even after 22nd over or 23rd over, the batters could go for such convincing stroke makings. Another interesting approach from Subbu CJ, as he wanted to play it over the short third man. Couldn't get the convincing stroke makings, as we are watching that evidently. Somehow managing things to move forward. Sweeps it at the mid-wicket region. Will be just a single. That's 92 for 1 after 14. (92 for 1). Manikuttan continues to bowl. He runs up as a fast bowler but bowls as a spinner. So two different spinners containing things under control, but couldn't get the result that they're looking for. The only thing that they need badly is wicket column. The Dream 11 were draining hard for that one wicket to break the partnership. I'll say these were poor lengths, bowling short again and again. That convinces the batters to play into the backward, though you couldn't convince to get a maximum, since it is not getting the flight it requires. The batters are finding it easy to rotate the strike. This is not even troubling the batters. This time got the connection better. Something that is waiting for a very long time. Madan Shaktivel got the connection this time. Full toss bowled outside the off stump, and this switch hit or reverse sweep got the connection better. Moves to the 40s now. Madan Shaktivel 42 of 40 deliveries, 98 for an old monk. Another full toss being loaded to the batter will be just a single. Now he'll be really satisfied with that stroke making. So the choice of stroke making shows how securely they are trying to score runs rather than finding the aerial route. Still, he's finding it hard to find the right length. The one that is expected to be the good length flighted delivery is going as a full toss. The controlled deliveries are going as short balls. So it's been the line where the bowler needs to bowl his areas. A flighted good length delivery that he is missing most of the time. This is quite good. This is interesting bowling from Manikuttan. That brings us to the end of 15th over. Halfway through the first innings, that's 1-0-1 for 1. Good platform set here for Old Monk. One zero one for 1. The first innings is moving forward. Swept it under control as the ball travels and goes past the boundary ropes. Welcome boundary. form of Mathan continues as he is moving back to 48 now. Just 2 runs required for his half century. .48 of 43. A wonderful knock, a wonderful mindset that he carried throughout the innings. And this is where he must be kept keeping himself under control. 48 of 45. The way you think about the game, the way you project yourself, everything is much more important to build such long innings. He carried the momentum positively throughout the innings. Got the connection better, that travels and goes past the fielders. A maximum to get the half century done. That comes in style. 54 runs of 46 balls, 6 boundaries and 2 sixes with a strike rate of 117. In style he shows his bat to the pavilion. Such a wonderful knock being played by the batter Madan Shaktivel, keeping the hopes alive, carried the team's responsibilities right from the beginning of this innings. Such a wonderful player to watch out for. Now triple 1 for 1 the score is in Nelson. Strong shouts, but it shows 2 sounds. Seems like bat first. It's always better to go past than